Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain bsquiklehausen. I'm back again today thanks to Paradox Interactive with the second tutorial on how to build a realistic airport in City Skylines. If you haven't seen the first one yet, check it out here.
That video focused on the air side of the terminal, where the planes go. Today, we're going to be focusing on the land side, which is basically the publicly accessible areas. We're also going to take a look at gates and remote stands, which are where the land and air sides connect. First off, terminals. Terminals come in all shapes, styles, and sizes. You can sort of do anything you want as long as you're paying attention to a couple of key things. Most airport terminals are built to maximize the number of gates that they can service, meaning you'll see lots of long, thin hallways and gate areas rather than larger, more square buildings. Newer terminals are more likely to have larger front areas since modern security and check-in areas take up more space. For your whole airport, you could design all the terminals to match, like Denver or Orlando, or you can go crazy and do different designs for each, like New York's JFK or City Skylines FBS. Your terminals don't even have to all be in the same place. London's Heathrow has terminals on multiple sides of the airport. One extra detail you can add is to change the architecture and design on each expansion to an airport or terminal. A dingy concrete box next to a gleaming metal and glass structure instantly reveals when each was built. Next up is our gate areas. Using plane stands by Vasmir 22, you can create functional gates for planes to use, bringing passengers to your city. Planes don't always use all the gates you make, so for a detailed airport like FBS, we carefully picked a few places to use actual plane stands. The rest are all decorated, but non-functional. Detailing gates is essential. At the very least, you'll need some sort of ground markings, and depending on the size of the gate, either a jetway or just a door with stairs and a ramp. Don't forget to add lots of baggage carts, trucks, vans, and other small details, but keep them away for the jet bridge or planes can get to. Not every airport has enough gates for all its service, so remote stands are a great realistic detail. They're basically a gate without the terminal, and they always will either use stairs or a ramp. For an extra bit of motion, build service roads to all your remote stands and add bus lines to shuttle passengers back to the terminal. To give your gate areas an extra pop of motion, create some fake bus routes using Vasmir's airport decoration buses. They're special assets that don't carry passengers but are set up to use bus routes to drive around. Here at FBS, we have tons of baggage carts, fuel trucks, catering trucks, and more, all driving around to add some extra life. Our next area to look at is the cargo terminal. Unlike passenger terminals, the buildings at a cargo terminal are usually more like a standard warehouse or distribution center. Planes will line up on the ramp outside the cargo terminal, and specialized vehicles will haul air freight containers onto big lifts near the plane. If you have the Industries DLC, you can use a cargo plane stand to get a functional cargo terminal, just like our passenger terminals. Moving to the other side of terminals, it's time to talk about road access. Small terminals can get away with a single road for arrivals and departures, but larger ones will have multiple levels, one for departures on top and one for arrivals below. These each need specific access roads and in particular, access lanes to make sure everyone can get to where they need to go. You also need ways to turn back around if you miss your terminal before you get too far from the airport. Transit access is also extremely important to an airport, though many, especially here in the US, lack really good connections. At the very least, you want city bus stops at each terminal with a good link to downtown. For larger airports, a bus hub or even a train station works really nicely, and for your largest, like FBS here, we actually set up a terminal connecting shuttle using the Metro Overhaul mod. If you do build a shuttle like this, you can extend it to connect with transit farther from the airport, so you don't have to jam a train or bus station right in the middle of your terminals. No matter how good your transit access to the airport is, a lot of people will still need to park. Closer to the terminals, where space is a premium, large garages are your most realistic option. Make sure these have dedicated access lanes as well. Some airports have smaller parking lots close to the terminal for pickups and drop-offs. Farther away, you can start to build acres and acres of cheap, inconvenient parking. Be sure to provide a shuttle bus or train to get back to the terminals. Anyway, it's time for me to take off. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to the City Skylines official channel for more great videos.